No, they did try to hide it. And we're doing this was straight.
Unofficial bypass. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. Interesting, right? All right, thank you all for being here. We'll get started. Appreciate you being here for tonight's meeting, the January 10th Board of Education meeting, Barrow County. First, we will start off with the welcome and call to order, invocation and pledge, Ms. Maloof, and presentation of colors from the Appalachia High School JROTC. Please stand.
Detail, attention, carry colors. Forward, march. Mark time, march. Turn to the right, march. Detail, halt. Post, colors. Present, arms.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation.
Order, arms. Mark time, march. Left turn, march. Mark time, march. Left turn, march. Detail, halt. Good evening. I'm Cadet First Sergeant Daniel Paulson. Good evening. I'm Cadet Captain Brandon Lloyd. Good evening. I am Cadet First Sergeant William Chapel. Good evening. I'm Cadet Sergeant Trevor Franklin. Mark time, march.
Thank you so much,
Right
cadets.
turn, march. Home right, march.
Thank y'all.
Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the many blessings that you have given us. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to serve our community and serve our students. Please be with us and guide us in all that we do. Help us to open our eyes to all the ways that we can provide the very best education for our students in a very safe environment. Thank you for all the teachers and staff members and coaches and counselors and all those who make our school system what it is. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen.
All right, at this time, being the first meeting of the new year, we will need to elect officers for the coming year. I will start by taking nominations for Chair of the Board of Education.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Jordan Raper for chair.
Jordan Raper. Are there any other nominations?
I move the nominations be closed.
I'm sorry.
I move the nominations be closed.
All right, nominations are closed. All right. This time I can have a show of hands, vote for Jordan Raper, take over as chair. Unanimous. Thank you very much. All right, congratulations, Mr. Chair. Now you move
Don't have very
over.
far to go.
Moving on up. Let you take over and we will select vice chair.
Alrighty, guys, I appreciate my fellow board members for trusting me for this position, and I'm excited to pick up where Mr. Ritter left off. So at this time, we will ask for nominations for vice chair.
I nominate Beverly Kelly.
Are there any other nominations?
You need a second, Jordan.
Is there a second?
Yes, I nominate her.
All right. Are there any other nominations? All righty. With that being said, all in favor for Beverly Kelly as vice chair?
Raise your hand.
So we have Ms. Bramlett, Mr. Bailey, Ms. Kelly, Ms. Malou. All right, thank you. All opposed? Mr. Kane? All righty, congratulations, Ms. Kelly. All right, so moving on, I need a motion to approve the minutes from our 11/29/22 meeting.
So moved.
Ms. Bramlett, second. Mr. Bailey, all in favor? Okay. Can I get a motion to approve our 12/6/22 minutes?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor? All righty, and then can I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? All righty, we will go into committee reports. Mr. Bailey and Ms. Kelly, you guys went out in December and toured a few schools.
Actually, Kenny Lumpkin and Vince Kane and I did, and we, instead of going to the schools because they had so much going on, we actually went and toured, what do we call the buildings? PDC, what's the name? PDC and maintenance, transportation, and got to look at those. Yeah, and got to look at those, which was really nice because we got an education on ourselves, where everything is and how our supplies are handled and stored, which is really nice to see all that and the people behind the scenes that we don't get to see. And I have to give a shout out to the IT department, John St. Clair, and I was telling Mr. Raper about this, being the holiday season, had his office decked out. We gave a holiday thing. He had it. He says that's what you get, having IT nerds back there. You stood on the mat and you looked through his door. And you pushed. He had 3 different stars, and one, if you pushed the one, it had a roller coaster that went around. One was a merry-go-round, and the other one was, I think, a carousel or something. So it was really neat to go back there. So if we gave an award for that, he would have won. It was really neat. So that was really cool. But that was nice for us to be able to get out and see those facilities and see how well they're maintained as well. So that's what we did.
That's good to hear.
Very good. I think that might be a first. I think it's a good thing.
It was truly impressive, just the way that everything was managed and the shop and the people that work at the shop was, I don't know. It was really, I appreciate you taking us there and letting us see the back of it. So it was really nice.
Yeah, those groups, we call them small but mighty. They
Yeah,
do an
absolutely.
amazing job. And yes, really unsung heroes.
All right, now the fun part. We have a few superintendent's recognitions.
Yes, we do. And Joe, we'll start off with you.
Good evening. We're also doing something a little bit different with our custodial recognition this evening. What we're going to do is recognize 3 schools as being our top performers for the first semester. Okay, and so we've got, first off, and they're going to be real easy to pick out here, Appalachia High School. And if you all would come and stand over here for us, and just so we can recognize you. And I'll say a few words about this team. This is, these are Barrow County School System employees. And this is a pilot that we undertook this year in partnership with Appalachia High School. And it's just, we've talked to you often about how difficult it is to hire and retain people in the custodial field. And so we're doing everything we can through contractors and our staffing company, Primero, and in-house as well. Ms. Martin, Mr. Neely, we're very excited about taking on this pilot. And that's why we gravitated to them, because they really had a passion for this. And they've taken the bull by the horns and hired some fantastic people. Mr. Neely mentioned to me that they've had one person to leave them in this first semester. That's incredible. And it really speaks to why they've been so successful. It's difficult to maintain a high school. And you all know this. There's so much going on in that building and on those grounds. I don't know how they do it, the administrators or the custodial team. So to have a high school up here is really special. And so we'll recognize Appalachia as one of the 3 schools this evening. And we just thank you all for what you do, for showing up every day and for doing such a fantastic job. So thank you. And we've given them a certificate. We'd like to, place that in the school so that everybody can see that you all have been recognized. But thanks again for what you do. We appreciate you very much. Thank you. Picture made out there. Okay. Next up, we have County Line Elementary School. If we could have our custodians from County Line, please come forward. Again, and this is a common theme tonight for each of these 3 teams. These are people that have been with us for quite some time. And so that's normally where you're going to see the success. They know their building. They know what needs to be done each night. I walk in the building and you could see the people doing the same things each night. I mean, they got it down. And I'll go to Mr. John there and I'll just kind of talk to him if we have a holiday coming up or a break and say, what are you thinking? What you got coming? Well, we're going to work on this. And, this has really been a problem for us. So we're going to get down there and do that. I mean, he knows it. He's got it. And his team does too. They communicate. And that's just so important. County Line is a 20-year-old building. It's hard to believe. We're going to renovate that this summer, the first phase of it. And we've had carpet in that building for 20 years. And, it's just hard to maintain in a school. But they have attacked that carpet with the dry cleaning machine that we have. And, they take it personal, like this is our job. This is what we got to do for our kids. And, that amongst many other things that they do to maintain the building is why they're up here for one of these 3 schools. So thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, and our final team tonight is Yargo Elementary School. Come on up here. Yeah. Don't be bashful. This is a team that was with us for quite some time and then they left and they came back and you could just tell the difference when they were here, when they were gone, and when they've come back. And I've heard from teachers at the school and administrators, this is just when they're there, when this team is at the school, it makes a huge difference. And again, they have their roles and responsibilities and they know them and they just intuitively, they go to work every day and get the job done. They've developed relationships with the school. And, that makes it special too, because they look out for each other. It can't just be, I say this often, it can't just be 4 or 5, or in the case of a high school, 10 or 11 people cleaning a school. It's got to be teachers. It's got to be staff making that a priority. And they do that at Yargo. They help each other out. And so that's just one of the reasons why this is a successful team. They've been there, they work hard, and they work together. So thank you, Yargo, for what you do. Thank you. It's funny because we ask these folks to come out and they're hesitant because they work at night. They want to get back. They know. Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. So I'm going to read here for a moment. Barrow County Schools is pleased to recognize Hamilton McElhannon for his cleaning club, Junkyard Dogs. That's appropriate. Hamilton saw a need for students to earn service hours on campus, as well as a need to clean our community. So we founded Junkyard Dogs in 2021. Club sponsor Lori Allen said, "It has been fantastic to see our students take an interest in keeping the school community clean." And just a side note to this, I was at one of the chamber events where they recognized the students of the month. And I'm always interested to hear those stories and hear the great things that the students are doing, particularly in the classroom. Well, it was made mention in that discussion about Hamilton, who was there being honored for his schoolwork, that he had developed this program at Windermere High School. And of course, my ears perked up, you know. I mean, here's somebody who's taken an interest in doing just that very thing that I mentioned. Other people besides custodians getting involved in cleaning, and I had to go up afterwards and shake his hand and tell him thank you, you know, for what you do. And I think we may have some pictures of that, Rochelle, of the group that they've got to help clean up there. They are to help clean up the campus, and that's what it's about right there. I mean, now that's getting into some of the scout stuff, but you know, that's the kind of stuff it takes. So Hamilton, thank you for your efforts and all you do for your school and your community. Okay. And now we'd like to recognize Eagle Scout Troop 750. They're having an incredible year with 8 scouts already complete with their Eagle Scout project or on track to complete it this school year. It's very rare to have that many Eagle Scouts at one time. Eagle Scout Troop 750 is led by Scoutmaster Brad Smith and Committee Chair Andy Yother. And so at this time, I'd like to call up each of the scouts so that we can recognize you and just tell everybody the project that you've completed or that you're working on. First, we have Adam West. Yeah, these are all Windermere High School students here, 12th grade, Magnolia Estates of Winder, assisted living care. Adam built benches, planters, and an outside storage shed for tools and equipment. We may have some pictures scrolling up there as we read these, but Jacob Smith, also a 12th grader, cross country, cleared trails for meets, added markers, and built a podium for athletes to receive awards. Jacob here? Okay, all right. We're still going to. Connor Patterson, 12th grader. Adventure bags, inventory, modernization training, community supply drive, and added industrial shelving. Thank you, Connor. Ryan West, a 10th grader. First Christian Church of Winder. Ryan built benches, trail signs, fire pit, and planted trees. Thank you, Ryan. David Koss, 12th grader. Winder Library, created and built an outside reading area with benches for children's story time. Thank you, David. Okay, and we'll have Hamilton McElhannon come back up. He might have already gotten his. Okay. 12th grader, Windermere High School, Kennedy Elementary outdoor classroom cleanup, new trail, and building and replacing steps. Thank you, Hamilton. Okay, Danny Smith, 12th grader, St. Matthew's Catholic Church, an update of the playground there. Okay. And Jacob Yother, 12th grader, FFA signage for Highway 81 and Highway 53 FFA Farms. I know Jacob's working on that and so are we to get improvements made out there. So that'll be a great way to kind of top off work at those two locations. So again, thank you all so much for your service and what you do. We appreciate you so much. Thank you. Sure, Ms. Roundtree would like to get some photos out there in the lobby. Okay. Thanks.
you all so much. What a
Thank
great
you.
All right, well, I have the honor of presenting the next one, the next award tonight, and this goes to our own Barrow County Board of Education. I believe it's the 7th time in a row since they've been offering it that the board members and the board as a whole have earned the state award for the exemplary school board. There's just a handful in the entire state out of 180 some odd boards of education, and our board has, every time it's been offered for the past 6 years, they brought it in. I think it's 7 now. So congratulations to you all and well done. Stall for just a minute because Ms. Roundtree has the next one. There she is. Perfect time. Yep. Happy stall when you're on.
All right, you want to hold that? Well, good evening. Sorry about that. I'm here this evening to share about an award that the school system has been awarded by the Georgia School Boards Association. It was the Leading Edge Award for the 2nd year in a row. This year, we received it in teaching and learning in the early learning and student success category. So the nomination highlighted our innovative partnership with the Barrow Literacy Partnership. So I'd like to tell you about that for just a quick moment. Thanks to the L4GA grant of $4.4 million and already strong collaboration between the Barrow Book Partnership and the school system grew into the Barrow Literacy Partnership in the spring of 2022. Together, we pursue our common goals of promoting early literacy in birth to age 5 children, enhancing family engagement, and nurturing a love of reading. We'd like to take a few moments to recognize the individuals behind the scenes that are doing the work that earned this prestigious recognition. So first, we'd like to recognize our partners from the Piedmont Regional Library System. So Beth McIntyre, if you'll step forward, please. As you probably know, Beth is the director of the library system, and she is one of the original founders of the Barrow Book Partnership back in 2016. And she now she continues to help to lead meetings and initiatives, and she has just been an instrumental partner with us. Kelly McDaniel is the assistant director. She wasn't able to be here tonight. She's heading off to Tifton to do some training, but she's also been a leader in the Barrow Literacy Partnership, and she was gracious enough to be interviewed in our award package video, which was really instrumental in helping us achieve this award and increase our awareness of the partnership. So thank you both to Beth and to Kelly for their work in the Barrow Literacy Partnership, but also as a school system district partner in education. We are so thankful for you and your staff. Next, we have some school system staff that we'd like to recognize. So first, I'd like to call up Dr. Beth McMichael. Beth wrote the L4GA grant application and has meticulously managed the grant implementation and budget, which has been a huge job. She also coordinates the activities with the schools and work with the Barrow Literacy Partnership. She has helped promote our project by participating in our video. And if you haven't seen their video yet of Beth and Kelly, you can find it on our YouTube channel. I highly recommend it. Next, I'd like to call up Miss Ellen Petrie. Ellen is the co-founder of the Barrow Book Partnership, and early literacy was one of her personal passions. I bet she even has a box of books in her car right now that she's going to be giving to someone soon. That's the way she is. She and Beth have worked together for the past 7 years in close partnership to improve early literacy in our community. It is truly one of her personal passions. So thank you, Ellen. Finally, we'd like to recognize Michael Jones. Michael, if you'll come out, please. On a very tight schedule, he managed to shoot, record, and edit an amazing video that really helped bring our partnership and award application to life, just as he did last year for this award. Michael so often works on tight schedules and long hours to perform his craft. Michael, thank you for your talents on every video that you do for our school system and the community, and there are a lot of them. Thank you so much. Thank you also to Dr. Moten for her support of early literacy as well. The GSBA Leading Edge Award highlights school districts that are leading the way in ensuring students are competitive in an ever-changing global market. And it's really easy to summarize this recognition in 2 words: Barrow Bold. Thank you.
We got lots of room.
We might have to get a bigger trophy case.
Time I'd like to call Ms. Jennifer Martin and Ralph Neely up for a very special presentation.
Barrow County Board of Education, thank you for allowing us just a moment to be able to introduce our head football coach, Tony Lottie. We know that in education, we constantly strive to find ways to win, and victories come in many different shapes and sizes. A lot of colors, a lot of variety, a lot of differentiation. But we are fortunate enough to be able to celebrate too with our head coach, Tony Lottie, on the state level. The first is the inaugural Georgia High School Association Inspiration Award. There are over 9,700 head coaches in the state of Georgia on a variety of levels, from varsity football, as we see, to competitive dance, to EA sports. But one stood above all the rest in the state of Georgia, and that's Tony Lottie this year, for what he's had to overcome. The Inspirational Award is focused on someone who has displayed bravery, courage, and perseverance. And perseverance is one, for those of you that know Coach Lottie very well, is one of his core values that he constantly preaches. Not only does he preach it, but he lives it. And we'll be able to see an example of that here in a second. But the second award is the Atlanta Falcons High School Coach of the Year. There are over 486 high schools in the state of Georgia for the Georgia High School Association, and another 86 in the Georgia Independent Athletic Association that's field football teams. The Atlanta Falcons chose Appalachia High School's Barrow County employee, Tony Lottie, to display what they see as their core values. The NFL now will recognize Tony on the national level as a finalist for the Don Shula Award. Don Shula, as you know, from the great Miami Dolphins teams, the Don Shula Award is based upon. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling across my words. It's not a great presentation, but we're talking about someone who I've known for 20 years, who I've grown to love, and as you'll see, there's a it's hard to put into words, so I'm failing at that. So just bear with me as I stumble through it. The Don Shula Award revolves around a leader who both strives for safety and integrity. And again, that's another word that you're going to hear in Coach Lottie's core values. And when we're talking about someone who strives for safety and integrity, we're talking about someone who's certified in all the safety and training to make sure that our students are taken care of. And that's really come to light in the last 4 years with COVID and beyond. We can't wait to see him on the sidelines at the Super Bowl, representing not only Barrow County schools, but the state of Georgia and the Atlanta Falcons as a finalist for that Don Shula Award. So please, Ms. Martin will solidify more about our coach, but those are the two the state and national awards that our head football coach is up for.
Thank you. And thank you for allowing us a chance to honor Coach Tony Lottie tonight. And so all I wanted to really add was, before we show you the clip that we would like to share, Ralph mentioned he's known him for 20 years. So sometimes it's hard to talk about people who we love and see as our family. And Tony and I have only known each other for 5 years. And our relationship, of course, principal and head football coaches, is very important. There's a lot of important people in a school, but when big pieces of your school are working the right way, they become models for how you want the other students to sort of magnetize to, and how you want the community to see our school system as. And so I'm sure you're not surprised to say, in any organization, teachers and coaches impact kids, right? But not every teacher and coach does it the way that I want them to do it, or does it the way that like a child deserves? But Coach Lottie and the people he surrounds himself with are top notch. You know, you walk away knowing that a child is in good hands. That is something that is powerful as a parent, first, but as a high school principal, knowing that my students are with a man of integrity who really preaches when you do the right thing, folks, life can work out well for you. And it's much bigger than football. And so I just wanted to say thank you to him for impacting our school and this community, but my life personally. And so congratulations. It's big for us, but he deserves this very much. And so if you'll just watch this little video, and Tony, if you'll come up and get this, we just are so grateful.
High school career. How do you want to be remembered? The only way you get out of adversity is you keep working and you keep pushing, and your resilience keeps you from giving up. Family on three. 1, 2, 3.
You know, when I tell people you either have a job or you have a calling. This is a calling. You won't make it if it's a job. It's too hard. I have 3 children. My wife and I have 3 children of our own. Now we have 3 grandchildren. And to me, there's no greater gift. And so to be entrusted with somebody else's gift is a big responsibility.
We are 100%. I think that's the biggest thing. You will fight what you're supposed to do.
Here we start winning. We get in the playoffs, first time in 12 years. Everything was going really, really well, but I just wasn't feeling good. You know, I was really struggling with fatigue, and it seemed like every week was just a labor. It was the first day of spring practice. And so I told the kids I loved them and what was going on. I said, look, I'm not going to be here the rest of spring and the summer. From the time I got the official diagnosis, about a week and a half later, I was on an operating table at UNC Medical Center in Chapel Hill. My brother come in and he told me about, because I didn't have visitors, but he said, Tony, you're not going to believe the coaches and people from really all around the country that are praying for you. And so I do believe in the power of prayer. And for me, all of a sudden my sodium levels started to stabilize and they started to inch way back up again. I remember when I walked off the field that one day of spring practice, thinking, is this the last time I'm going to get to be out here? It was one of those things that I was like, I'm going to coach again until God tells me he's not going to allow me anymore. And so it was trying to figure out a way that could protect myself. There's several times that you can get hit, even at practice balls, and I could not get hit in the face. And so I got a hockey helmet. I wanted it to be an outward expression of gratitude. And so what I did was I decorated the helmet. So you can see my neuro-ophthalmologist is on here, endocrinologist, my neurosurgeon, Dr. O, and Dr. Thorpe, skull-based surgeon. And then, of course, my Appalachia family, my admin, who is very supportive, and the kids. And this is what I told the kids. I said, I don't want you to see your head coach in a hockey helmet. What I want you to do is see somebody who's very thankful for people who loved and cared for him when they didn't have to. I want you to think of something in your life. There is something in your life you need to be thankful for. And the bottom line is we're molding these kids to go to life after here, whether it's college, the military, or wherever. I'm thankful that I'm trusted with young people. I just want to be significant, and hopefully God will let me do that. And hopefully that people around me feel the same way that I'm striving to do that.
And I just want to say, Tony to me exemplifies what a coach should be. You know, the winning and pushing in the games, that's a huge part of it. But Tony always left more on the field than just the football. It was the perseverance, the attitude. You know, we talk about how some of our students these days are kind of fragile, and he helped bolster them up with that type of thing, and has not only for the Appalachia cluster, but for the entire district, has just been a beacon of light. And we have been proud to have him represent us. And
I'm looking forward to seeing you get that award down at the Super Bowl, because I'll be very surprised if you don't. And so very, very, very well. Great to have you.
Well, if that doesn't make you be, proud to be in Barrow, I don't know what will. We don't have any visitors.
No visitors and no requests.
All righty, we'll move on to the superintendent's department reports. So Dr. Green? All right. Miss Houston, we all saw her email. Any questions there?
Any questions or? You can see the numbers are right there. Another good month, and revenues are above expenditures. That's what we always want to see. So.
All righty. Mr. Perno? Dr. Moon? Ms. Beggs? Dr. Thompson? All right, moving on down. So we don't have any clarification or old business, so we will move into the consent agenda. So the first one is affirmation of the strategic plan, system, vision, mission, and beliefs. We've got number 2, affirmation of policy BH, Board of Education Code of Ethics. Number 3, policy adoption IKBC, material harmful to minors complaint resolution process. Number 4, the policy revision EBBF, safety inspections. Number 5, the school-based mental health services continuation. Number 6, the new elementary school furniture bid. Number 7, the 2023-24 student calendar revision. Number 8, the policy revision IHC class rankings. Number 9, Chromebook RFP. Number 10 is a Chromebook cart RFP. 11 is a clear touch panel RFP. And number 12 is the architect for renovation and modification projects at Heyman Morris Middle School and Winder Barrow High School. Number 13 is the resolution in support of Foothills Education Charter High School. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda items?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Stevens, Ms. Bramlett, all in favor? All right. We have one item of new business for the board member replacement nomination process.
Yes, we do. All right, just let me Sal, let you pass these down. So we as you all know, we found ourselves with Mr. Ritter stepping off the board. At this point to run for office at the state level. We find ourselves in the unenviable position of not having a full board at this time. But want to just go over how it works for us. In 1971, there was an act that was put forth by the Board of Education at that time. And it basically, I'll just read from the actual act. In the event of a vacancy, and this is local legislation, so in the event of a vacancy occurring in membership of the board for any reason other than expiration of term, the remaining members of the board shall appoint, and at this point in 71, it said within 15 days. After the vacancy occurs, a successor to serve out the remaining unexpired term and until a successor is elected and qualified. That was taken back a couple times, but the most recent one was in 2015, and that's seems to be when the 15 days was changed to a 45-day window. So what you have is just a kind of a draft there of tried to map out, and same thing we did when Ms. Kraus actually used the same format here of the process to fill the vacancy of the District 7 seat. So of course tonight presenting this to you all. And for your approval on the dates and all of these. If it's approved tonight, then we will need to post it in the Oregon, which is the Barrow Journal. Traditionally, we've left that in for 2 weeks to advertise that the position is open and that we're accepting letters of interest. Close that out on Friday the 3rd at noon. And then we'll need you all to come together, meet to review and go through the letters prior to the board meeting. We can change any of these dates if you like, pretty much. I just, with the board meeting, we're already coming in for the board meeting, so if we could just come in a little early on the 7th. That would then, and then we have to meet to interview candidates. And then I just have a slate there, and that's why they're highlighted of possible dates that keep us within the 45-day window, which it does expire on February 17th. And the legal notice, according to the timeline there, you can see the Barrow County Board of Education is seeking candidates. The Board of Education District 7 seat for the remainder of the existing term, which expires December 31st, 2026. Candidates must meet minimum requirements for holding public office in Barrow County, should submit a detailed letter of interest in the position. Letters of interest should be sent to the superintendent, Barrow County School System. They are addressed here. Will be accepted at noon at the board discretion. Qualified candidates will be reviewed on whichever date we pick by the members of the board. And we also would ask for public input on interview questions if they'd like to give us those. So that's what I have. Questions I can try to answer. Several of you have been through the process before. Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to be the new member. I think it ends on the 15th at like 4 p.m. So I mean, I'll try to get back here. Do I need to be here by 6? I'm just saying.
Yeah, again, that it may not be the date we need to
Okay,
choose.
okay.
then.
It's just one of these days.
Yeah, one of these
That would be
dates.
a little tricky.
Yeah, we just need one of these dates. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Be clear.
make note of that. She'll be gone then.
Yeah. So,
Do we need to choose a date tonight before approval?
you don't have to, but it would, be helpful if we could. If not, we can.
Let's do it. Well, we
Yep.
probably need to do the 16th because she's going to be gone to training.
Mhm.
So I'm having a baby on the 14th.
Oh,
So I'll be in the hospital 14th, 15th, 16th.
okay. When will you be in training, Kirsten? The 14th and 15th.
14th and 15th.
Okay.
Yes, some reason
Okay.
GSBA
Yeah.
thought
What about
Valentine's
the
Day
10th?
would be a good time to have.
Thursday or
Training.
the 9th or the 10th is great for me, just personally, if anybody thinks that's good. Yeah, that's it.
How's the 10th work?
Yeah.
Friday night.
That is a Friday.
Yeah, I mean, the Thursday would be much better if that's possible.
Thursday would be better for me.
Or Wednesday,
Wednesday or Thursday. you said.
Yeah, Thursday would be great.
Wednesday, the 8th.
Oh, I have Wednesday, sorry.
Thursday,
Thursday the
the
9th?
Monday night, right?
That's January,
Thursday's fine.
February's. the
Thursday
ninth,
works for me.
Thursday.
or Friday are coming.
Is anyone not good on Thursday, the 9th? Everybody good with that?
That's fine.
All right, we'll get that done and get it posted. Yeah.
All
I
right.
want to make a comment about this. I think we need to look at this local legislation. First of all, it's 50 some odd years old. Secondly, we're going to be putting someone on this board for 4 years with minimal input from the community because of the time frame here. So I really like to see folks elected by people who can then hold them accountable. And it would seem to me that if there's more than 2 years left in someone's term, we need to change this legislation to say that if there's more than 2 years left in the term, then we will hold an election. Now, I don't know how the rest of the board feels about that, but I really think that the voters need to be able to elect who's going to serve on the school board for 4 years. And that's basically what we're going to be doing is usurping their right to do that by appointing someone.
I agree. I
I
think
agree.
4 years is too long to be appointing someone.
I agree with you too, but with all due respect, you've been on the board longer than anybody. What was the thought process there? Do you know? Because I don't.
I don't know, I wasn't there 50 years ago. I'm just saying.
I'm
old, but I'm not that old.
I mean, it was revised, yeah, but it was revised.
The only thing that was revised was now
Think about it,
15 days to 45 days.
Yeah.
Because probably at that point it happened and they realized how hard it was to do that in 15 days.
Right. I wonder what that was. They didn't think, maybe we need to rethink this.
Right. I don't know.
It's been back at least twice.
I don't. Yeah, because it would have to be approved by the legislature as a local
Yeah.
legislative piece.
The representative would have to
We
carry
don't have time to do it.
Well, can't do it.
Can't do it
Right,
right.
can't do anything about it now.
the next, if the board decided to do that, we'd have to get it ready for the next, not this session, but the
Right.
next session.
So we're looking at a year before we can get it changed anyway, probably.
So, yeah.
But I just,
It's something to discuss.
On
I
its-
agree with you.
on its face, it would just seem.
I was surprised when I thought there was actually, in my head, I had a 2-year thing, but then when we went and pulled them all up, it was
I'm just trying to figure out
very
the
clear.
process.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, I think it's something we need to look at and we need to get our attorney involved in putting something out there to change.
Is there any, is there any modification? Is there any modification we can do to the interview process, maybe involve the public more? Any,
Well, they're open meetings.
it's an open meeting.
Yeah.
And really let people know about it ahead of time.
And we'll, of course, we'll publicize it for 2 weeks and put it up, we'll put it on our website. We'll put it out wherever we can. And asking for questions too. We put that in the last time we went through this to
And so
try to get questions in from, so we're everything we can do, we'll try to do.
and this is at large, right?
The good news about this is it's an at-large position, so in essence of the community being able to hold them accountable, they absolutely will be holding them accountable from someone at an at-large state, believe me, the whole county force is responsible. So that's good news. They'll be signing up for quite a while.
And then is it gonna be 6 o'clock on the night?
Yeah, 6 o'clock on the night. I'll revise this and send y'all an email copy of it and with the dates on it, and we'll get it posted. So we'll be able to make the deadline for tomorrow, but for tomorrow's paper, but it'll be out in the next paper. But we'll go ahead and get it posted on the website ASAP.
All right, so can I get a motion to approve the board member replacement nomination process?
One more comment.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we make sure we get this on all of our social media?
We will, yes,
Everything. So
absolutely.
everybody.
Stand it right there.
You know about
Yes.
it. Okay. All right,
What is this?
I'll make a motion.
All right, Ms. Stevens, can I get a second? All in favor? All right. Can I get a motion for authorization for committees to meet?
So many.
Ms. Stevens, Ms. Bramlett, all in favor? All right. We will see you guys back here on January 31st for our work session.